Rob Barrett, and you're watching Cooking for Dads. Today we're going to make a sausage cabbage salad. You might be saying cabbage, I don't want to eat cabbage, but if you have a prostate and you're an older guy like me, you need to be eating some cabbage. So here's how you do it. Okay, we're going to scramble up one egg. We're going to add just a little bit of soy sauce, about half a spoonful, just a couple drops. We're going to add about half a spoonful of rice vinegar. And we're going to add just a little bit of sugar. Stir that all together. You don't want to add too much soy, otherwise the egg gets really dark looking. Okay, we're going to fry up our egg in a pan. I'm going to use a little bit of coconut oil, which is what I'm using these days. But you can use butter or whatever. Once the pan is hot, your oil will go all over the pan easily. Take your paper towel and make one thin layer of oil, as little as possible, and pour your eggs right on that. Twirl that around so everything gets coated. And let that cook for a second. After about 30 seconds, loosen the sides, and then attempt to flip it over, kind of like that. Doesn't really matter, you'll see why in a second. Once that's done, you're going to scoop that out, put that under a cutting board, and let it cool for a couple seconds. After it cools, you're going to cut it into little squares for your salad. First thing we're going to do is cut up our cabbage, and we're going to do it by cutting thin little slices across the grain, like this. And then we're going to cut those into smaller pieces. Now this is the core, and you may not like it, but I do. It's kind of corny or whatever. It tastes like corn, so I think it's good. But if you don't want, you don't have to put that part in. All right, once your cabbage is cut up, put that into a bowl. All right, I'm going to put in some red pepper and some tomato, but you can put in whatever kind of vegetables you want. Remember, red peppers with 3 parts on the bottom are better than those with 4 divisions. Here's how you cut up a red pepper. Cut off the ends. Cut a slit down the round part. Pull that apart. And you can just cut out the ribs easily. Take this part, pop out the green part, and there you go. You are all set for cutting this into pieces. Remember, you want small pieces for this salad, just little bits. That should be enough. Put that in your bowl. I'm going to cut up some tomatoes. Cut out this little part right there. Slice it one way, and slice it the other way. That in. Now we're going to add some Jimmy Dean sausage, the sage kind. I'll show you how to cook this up at the end, but I like cooking it up at the beginning of the week and then having it around, and you can just add a little bit as necessary to whatever you're making. But usually a pound like this will last all week for us. Now we're going to add our cooked up egg. Then you can add whatever kind of dressing you want. I'm kind of into this Brianna's dressing, but try to get some kind of a medium creamy, maybe a sesame type dressing. A little bit there. Okay, toss that around. Hit that with little sesame seeds. So that's how you make my favorite cabbage salad. If you're a man over 40, you should be eating some cabbage because it's really good in fighting against prostate cancer. Even if you're a kid, it's just good and healthy for strong bones and makes you a better soccer player or something. Anyways, that's how you make my favorite cabbage salad. My name is Rob Barrett. You're watching Cooking for Dads. Cook well. It is worth it. The sage sausage from Jimmy Dean is the best. Here's how you cook it up. Cut off these little metal things. Then you're going to squeeze out the sausage into the pan. Get that last little bit out. There. Now it comes frozen, and you can cook it frozen. You'll just need to brown aside, flip it over, scrape it off. But if you put it on the counter for about an hour, it'll thaw out, or mainly thaw out. What we're going to do is cook it on high heat, and with our spatula, just constantly keep breaking it apart. So you want a rather firm spatula so that you can break all the big chunks into little chunks. All right, just keep turning it, chopping it up, breaking it apart. I like to get it into really small pieces. Pink is gone. You are done. Finish chopping up whatever bits you want. Turn off the stove. Then get a big bowl and put in 2 paper towels. And then you're just going to put your sausage right in there. And all the grease goes into the paper towels, which then you can toss. Once it cools and you get all the grease out, put it in some Tupperware. Keep it in the fridge all week long. You can use it for omelets or pizza or for the salad. It's so good, and you can use just a little bit as a flavoring. Stove. Come over here, follow me. Actually, we'll come over here. Then get a big bowl and put in 2 paper towels. And then you're just going to put your sausage right in there. And all the grease goes into the paper towels, which then you can toss. Once it cools and you get all the grease out, put it in some Tupperware. Yeah, come on, so start there. Once it cools and you get all the grease out, put it in some Tupperware. Keep it in the fridge all week long. You can use it for omelets or pizza or for the salad. It is so good, and you can use just a little bit as a flavoring. It's really... Take it out of that. It's so good, and you can use just a little bit as a flavoring. Come down here and get some B-roll of this so I can cut away from that.
Okay.
Good. Pause it.